King Charles to blame for Prince Harry and Meghan's stinging attacks. Charles chose to say nothing and turn the other way, says Omid Scobie in his sensational new book about the royals. King Charles chose to say nothing and turn the other way before Meghan and Prince Harry launched attacks on the royal family. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any updates about the British royal family. Instead, Charles buried his head in the sand and was stubborn, according to journalist Omid Scobie's book Endgame. In it he alleges that there was an opportunity for the king to smooth over any rifts that had arisen, but he chose not to do so prior to the Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry's criticism of the firm on their Netflix documentary, and in Harry's memoir Spare. Scobie writes, his ineptitude surrounding the Harry and Meghan saga has effectively turned the couple into the disruptors they were feared to become in the first place. And so much of it could have been prevented, said a mutual family friend. For so long Harry had made it clear that he and Meghan simply wanted to be heard. That they wanted the opportunity to sit down and talk through the past, from both perspectives, and find a way to move forward. For Harry, it was about seeking accountability and, where appropriate, apologies. Stubborn as ever, it was the one thing Charles refused to give them, even if it meant risking damage to the crown. The writer, whose bombshell book was released on Tuesday, November 28, added that a Clarence House staff member said Charles was even encouraged by the late Queen Elizabeth to swallow his pride, but instead chose to say nothing and turn the other way. The king was said to be left furious and wearied by claims Harry made in his own bombshell book, Spare, and his controversial Netflix series. They included Charles not hugging Harry after the death of his mother Princess Diana, and that the monarch lied during a showdown meetings when Harry and Meghan quit the royal family. It is said that relations between the two men have been at breaking point, although they did share a phone call earlier this month when the king celebrated his 75th birthday. And according to an extract from a new book from royal biographer Omid Scobie, there is a feeling among some royals that Charles needs to bury the hatchet with his son. In a leaked excerpt in the New York Post's page 6, it quotes a royal source in the book as saying, "It's complex, but there's increasing frustration from some of the wider circle of family members that Charles won't just fix things for the sake of everyone." Meanwhile, it also details a phone call Harry had with his father last Christmas, which the book claims the Duke of Sussex initiated as Charles refused to make the first move. It quotes a pal of Harry's as saying, "It was an awkward conversation, but he knew if he didn't make those first steps, there would never be any progress. There were no raised voices, no arguments, but the king was cold and brief rather than open to any proper dialogue." As well as a tell-all conversation with Oprah Winfrey in 2021 and his memoir, Harry has shared intimate stories in his memoir titled Spare, as well as opened up about issues in his Netflix documentary, Harry and Meghan. According to The Sun, the author writes in his new book titled Endgame, "At the palace, heads were in hands and migraines were brewing." The publication went on to claim the book described how the show took the wind out of everyone's sails, according to an aide. He went from not wanting anyone to talk about his son to openly criticizing that fool.